Oh, time gone.
Wait, start it over, Glenn.
Start up. We need our whole 28 minutes. Oh, Big Time that lost his remote. Y'all see Big Time looking for his remote. Y'all see Big Time looking for his remote. Come on, Big Time. Come on, Amazon Prime. Don't fellas. Uh-oh, my watch done fell off. What up, Eagles?
What's
Welcome
up, guys?
back.
What's happening? My bad.
Okay, let's start again.
All
Okay. What up, Eagles? Welcome back.
What's up, guys? We are back.
You said back.
I just said we're back.
Okay, one more time.
This is like take 7.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about the intro. We're killing the time on the clock.
All right, here we go. What up, Eagles? Welcome back.
We are here, guys. Brand new season of Eagle Talk. Let's do it.
Yes. Okay, so as you may have noticed, Corey and I took a little hiatus over summer because we really wanted just to take some time, focus on family, and really think through how we could best serve our Eagle Talk community. And we are beyond excited to be back on the podcast. And we wanted to kick off this very first episode just really talking about the roadmap that we use for life. Previously, a lot of our episodes have been very entrepreneurial focused.
Yep. I think we're going to widen it a little bit.
We're going to widen it a little bit because while we are really here to serve entrepreneurs, we definitely, that's the space that we live in. We really started to think about who we want to help and who this podcast is for. And honestly, no matter what space you're in life professionally, whether you are a teacher or you own your own business or you're a real estate agent, we are making room for you here because the whole idea is we want to serve those who are just looking to soar higher in life, right? We are no longer settling. Mm-hmm. Life is short. Life literally is only but a vapor. And I want to make sure for my personal life that when I go to heaven, I go on E and I use up every good gift God has given me. And that's what we want to encourage you all to do too.
Yeah, we think it's real important to be in just different aspects of people's life, right? Yep. Not just talking about money and entrepreneurship. And we have hit other areas, but we're going to make it our focus to deal with what we consider the 5 F's.
Yep.
And that's faith, family, fitness, finances, and fun. That's pretty much how we live our life every single day. And that's going to be the focus of the podcast.
Yeah. The reason that we are deciding, not necessarily, I mean, honestly, y'all, we kind of been talking about this the whole time, but we just really want to identify it, is that I do think that we live in a society where we can just be so focused on just one area of life, yeah. Right? And because, again, of how we live, a lot of times it's that finance piece. Like, what are we doing at work? We want to ball so hard. We want to, be boss people. It's almost like if you are not in this constant state of achieving, then what is life even for? And what we have learned and what we're living every single day is that, yes, like we got to pay to live, right? Nothing is free. Have you seen the price of chicken wings? Okay. You definitely have to earn an income, but that should not just be your only focus. And there are different facets to our life. So Corey has identified the 5 F's that we use, and we just want to go into them a little bit deeper and talk about how we really are shaping our lives considering those 5 F's. So like he said, faith. There's a faith pillar, there's a finance pillar, a family pillar, a fitness pillar, and a fun pillar. So Corey, let's start off with talking about faith, because I do think that is really the foundation. You know, that's what we have learned has to be the foundation of everything that we do. And I really love to hear your perspective because you are newer to your faith than I am. Not to say that I'm more mature than you. It's just that I probably made a decision for Christ a little bit sooner than you did. So how does that impact you? And I know a lot of men probably want to hear that as they're just figuring out their faith.
I have always had a idea in my mind of who I was, and I was chosen to do something great, right? But for a long time, I thought it was just me. I thought that I would just be lucky and it would just happen. I didn't understand the faith, the prayer, the studying, all of that. I just really didn't get that. Then this year, you guys introduced me to the Bible recap.
Yep.
And I think I'm on day 217 or something like that right now. You pretty much listen to the Bible in 365 days. The crazy part, and I even text Kim about this about a week or two ago, was I was like, when does Jesus come? Like,
right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so ready. Like, but she was like, not about until September, right? So I've been listening to all of these stories from the Old Testament, right?
Yeah.
And just on how, you know, some people had faith, some people didn't, and just how things worked differently back then, right? So I'm talking about the Bible, and I'm trying to bring faith into it, but I'm now understanding really what faith in my life is.
Yeah.
Because I've seen, or I'm listening to all of these stories on people. Some people believed, some people didn't, some people obeyed, some people didn't, you know? So now I'm entering into a different walk as I get older, and I kind of understand like what all of this time I've had faith and didn't even know it.
Exactly. And I think that you hit on something where you've had faith, but I think you said that your faith was in yourself.
Yeah.
And in what you are capable of. But what tends to happen in life is that at some point we meet the end of our capabilities, right?
Yeah.
And I think that what we are learning, and for me it looks a little bit different but similar, is that your faith in God, and I don't even want to just say faith. Like, we believe in Jesus Christ. Like, we believe that Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. We believe in every promise that He has for us in the Bible, and we stand on that. But we in learning that we want His will above our own.
Right.
And for me, as I think about that faith pillar, and this is actually one of the biggest gifts that entrepreneurship has given me, is because it number one has given me the gift of time, where I have the flexibility to really prioritize quiet time. And as I prioritize spending time with God and being still with Him, what I have come to do, which is what you're doing, is learning more about who He is, and as the creator. And the more that I get to know Him, the creator, I get to understand me, the creation.
Yeah.
So now when we talk about doing it scared, I can step out and I can do it scared, and I can go beyond settling, because I'm no longer dependent on what I know I can create with my own two hands, right? Yeah. So that faith pillar, we have to make room for that in our lives. And I think that what we are learning is that does not just mean going to church on Sunday morning. That means, what does that routine meeting with Jesus, that routine meeting with other believers, that you can have these conversations as you unpack what you're learning, and that routine, just kind of, you know, that refining, that that sanctification process, where okay, great, I have accepted Christ, but now what does that look like to live it out?
Yeah.
And that is definitely an area where we don't get perfect by all means, but a pillar in our 5 F's, the top pillar, if I had to say it.
Yeah, switching to the second one of family, I think that has always been important, but I think in the times that we're living right now, we are we really realize how important that is. Oh, right.
Absolutely.
We recently lost a really, really close friend of ours. It's been tough. We saw her go through, you know, sickness for the last couple of years, but we all thought that she would beat it, you know, and get back to her regular life, and that just didn't happen, right? Yeah. So that's just an example on just the family piece. You know, that's everything. You know, it's why we do it. You know, we can talk legacy and all of those sort of things, but I think that made it important for us to just live in the moment, you know, in the days that we have with each other. So that's the piece there.
Absolutely. And just also thinking about that family piece, right? I think that, you know, I don't think that people really, we don't always think about how we are settling in our familiar relationships,
Yeah.
right? How we're settling for surface, how we're settling to not go deep, how we're settling for, even if it's the same old chicken you cook all the time, not jazzing up the recipe. Fam and sometimes we have this notion that at some point it's like later on at a later date it's all gonna fall into place, right? But at the end of the day, all we have promised is today, right? So really having that pillar of family in the forefront, and I know family looks different. Different people define it differently. Family may not be your blood relatives, right? Family may be your husband-wife relationship. It may be your nuclear family you and your children. It may be friends that have become family. But how are we also in those relationships pushing the envelope where we're not settling? And we had a conversation, like Corey said, our friend Kat, she passed away last month, and it was devastating. But I remember having a conversation with Willie. Willie is our good friend, life group member, and photographer. And we were talking about, because Corey and I have shared, we're in a life group of 12 couples, and that is who we lost. We lost one of the members of the life group. And Willie was just talking about like how he felt a pull now to make sure that the guys started to rally together in the same way in terms of authenticity that mirrors what the girls are doing, right? So in other words, he's like, I'm no longer going like this tragedy has shown us that we no longer can settle for these surface things. And y'all, when it comes to your family, like, are you having the hard conversations with your kids? Are you choosing to put down your cell phone? Are you choosing to tell work that you got to block your calendar to spend time and quality time and to honestly level up what you're doing with the ones that you love, right? Yeah. So for somebody that may look like it's probably time to finally go ahead and book the vacation or to go to the park this afternoon or whatever. Family definitely has to be in the forefront.
Yeah. The third one we can discuss is fitness.
Yep.
We've been on an incredible fitness journey, especially since we've been in Texas.
Yeah.
I think we both have been pretty consistent. But we all know that taking care of yourself is very, very important. And then let me also say this. What you eat is more important.
Yeah.
I've been just studying different people
what you put in your body, period.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So eating, drinking, consuming. Yeah.
The fitness piece and the moving around, the weights, the cardio, all of that is important, but that's probably only about 30%. The other 70% is really your herbs, your green leafy vegetables, all of that kind of stuff. But that's a piece that's important, and we both are in our 40s now, so we have definitely
it's stuff changing in your 40s, baby.
We've stepped it up.
It don't be moving like it's supposed to.
In that area. So I'll leave it there on the fitness piece.
Well, here's the thing that I want to say about fitness, because I do think that a lot of times, especially when you're younger, fitness is more about vanity. Right?
Yeah.
You work out because you want to look a certain way. And I do think that, a lot of us do not embrace what a blessing it is to have moving, functioning, healthy bodies. Mm-hmm. I think about it all the time. Y'all, I am 43 years old. I'll be 43 on the 26th of September. And by the time, I have 5 siblings that didn't see past 35, right? Mm-hmm. So to know that I have a body that can hold me up, that can walk upstairs, that can move around, that has for the most part been free of disease and things like that, then it is a responsibility to take care of that body, because we take it, for instance, have you ever stubbed your toe? You never notice that toe until it hurt, right? Yeah. And when it hurts, you're like, oh Lord, just please, when it feel better. Yeah. So just making that a priority, and it doesn't have to be like balls to the wall. I've decided that I'm going to be active every single day, but active doesn't have to mean that I'm killing myself, right? I've been embracing, especially in the season where My friend transition. I don't have it in me to do, boot camps 4 days a week. But you know what? I've been going for walks outside. I have been doing yoga. I've been practicing breathing, just different things where I am still moving my body and honoring the body that God has given me. And that, it comes to a point where you start to take care of yourself. And yes, we definitely want to look good, but it's beyond looking good. We want to feel good. So if you have not started to just make steps to doing something, just start walking. I'm a big fan of Peloton. Peloton gonna pay me one day for promoting them.
Yeah.
So, and not just the Peloton bike, the Peloton app, because it's so inclusive. Or get a friend, get a girlfriend and go for a walk. Make sure you're stretching with your kids and stuff like that. There should be a space for fitness where we are just not settling for whatever our bodies are gonna do.
Yeah, and I think too with fitness, don't make it something that you don't want to do.
Yeah,
right? Make it something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
So that's just a key piece for that. We're talking about one of our favorite subjects, which is finances.
Yeah.
We hate talking finances.
But we don't hate talking finances because finances. No,
we
honestly,
used to. We used
to.
We've gotten a lot better. But one of the key pieces to it all is going to get that money. However you decide to get it. I preach entrepreneurship. I think that's the way to do it, abundantly, where you can hit your numbers and bring people along with you. We recently started teams. That's been fun. Helping people grow their mindset around money is very, very important.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast recently, and the podcast person, it was Chalene Johnson. It wasn't her podcast, but she was on a guest on another podcast. And she said, I used to say that everybody should be an entrepreneur. And she was like, but I take that back because quite honestly, everybody is not built to be an entrepreneur.
Not at all.
Right? It's a different, and not even, like, I know some people, like, I'm going to be real with you. I know somebody who, like, it's a lot of entrepreneurs that ain't making no money.
Yeah.
Like, just because you got a business don't mean that you're raking in a lot of money, right? Yeah. So I definitely have a solid friend group who are working in corporate. They are 1,000,000% in their gifting and they are earning a great income, right? But what she said was everybody shouldn't be an entrepreneur, but everybody should be making money online.
Yeah.
And then she even went further to say that one of the most dangerous things that you can do right now is only have one stream of income.
You're 100% correct.
And I 1,000,000% believe that. So I know that a lot of times, again, when we talk about, like, our whole idea right now is do it scared. Don't settle. Like, don't settle for exactly where you are. And sometimes that just might be, okay, I need to get a budget together. Or, okay, what if my second stream of income, if it's not having a business, am I diversifying? Like, if I'm making great income at my job, do I have stock options, right? Am I buying real estate? Am I buying rental properties? Am I doing things where I'm now letting the money that I'm making make money for me? And again, I think, especially in the society that we live in now, where inflation is real, if we are only bringing in what we brought in the year before, then it's going to be tougher to sustain the lifestyles that you have.
Yeah.
So finances definitely have to be a pillar, but it doesn't have to be the only focus. But the reality is that you got to make money to live.
Yeah.
Right? You have to make money to live. And really, like, once these other things start falling out, like at Faith, we need to tithe. You need money to take care of your family. You need money for these gym memberships and things like that. So we definitely have to pay attention to that finance pillar and not let somebody else be in control of your entire livelihood. Yeah. We have to take responsibility of our livelihood.
Yeah, and on the finance piece, I can tell you this, it's really hard to work on or even think about finances if you don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Right? If you just kind of just willy-nilly it or not really paying attention to what's coming in and coming out, then that's probably where you need to start, and then probably build from there.
Yeah, and then I'm even thinking about, again, everyone is not set to be an entrepreneur, but there are just different things that you can do to bring additional income into your lives. In a couple weeks, we're gonna have David Symes on, and he actually he has what, a
Valet trash, yeah.
trash
6
company.
different states, doing very, very well.
And then he teaches people how to go out and do it, right? So that's another thing. I think that sometimes when it comes to that finance pillar, we want to make more money, but we don't want to invest in the knowledge that will get us more money.
Yeah.
So making sure that we are investing in what we want to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last pillar is probably one of the, I don't know, one of the ones that people wish they could do more.
Yeah, it gets overlooked,
Yeah.
right? It gets overlooked. But baby, you better have some fun.
You better have some fun. So I decided during COVID that not if, but when we made it out, we were going to live differently.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, but the last, I think it was 2021 and 2022, if you add those 24 months up, we traveled the most we probably have since we've been together.
Yeah.
And that was intentional, right? I mean, we were making great money. The market had turned around. It didn't go as bad as we thought. And in that time, we just decided that we were going to start moving around, right? Going to some places that we haven't been. We discovered LeBlanc and just a whole, just nice resorts and places that we haven't been. And I think that that's real important. I also think on the fun piece that you need to incorporate family in those adventures and those things. And that makes it just more sweeter.
And I'm going to go on a different tangent. Definitely travel, definitely see the world, stop doing, we got a family member, every trip they go to Vegas.
Yeah.
So but you know what, if that's your jam, right? But how can we incorporate some fun in our everyday, right? One thing that Corey can't stand, but he obliged, he does it for me. We could be just in the house chilling, and then if Alexa play a song, I'm like, let's slow dance real quick, right? Yeah. But those are memories. I'm even thinking about, as we are going through this really tough season with our friend group, with Kat passing away. We can't, we crying, but we can't stop laughing either. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. We have embraced laughter and joy, and that might even be a better word than fun, but it don't rhyme with the F's. But just embracing joy in your life and seeking opportunities for joy every single day. And I do think that, again, when we start to settle, we settle for those spaces in life where we're just doing the same old, the mundane. You just going to the same places, doing the same things, and there is no excitement. There's nothing to look forward to. And that's not the life we want to live. So I'm going to encourage everyone who is listening to this podcast to take inventory and just say, okay, when is the last time I've actually had some fun? And if it's been a while, that's okay, but you can seek those opportunities, right? So can you call a friend and schedule brunch? Can you play a board game? Look, play left, right, center. I want to play spoons. I just saw, the card game Spoons. Yeah. Next time we have a house party, I want to play spoons. I just saw a reel where people were playing spoons. I'm like, that used to be so fun when I was younger. And yes, I am in almost to my Obama year, but I can have me some fun playing spoons. So take inventory, and where can you inject some fun into your life instead of settling for watching Netflix every night? Yeah,
and then the last piece on fun is don't be afraid to do something different. We noticed that we just got back from a resort a couple of weeks ago, and it was okay, but it wasn't okay. We didn't like it. But the whole time we were there, we were like, okay, so now we're ready to Costa Rica or Colombia or just different places in the world that we just haven't been, as opposed to just going to Cabo because we go to Cabo, or Jamaica because we go to Jamaica, right? We've been there 10 times. Let's do something different. So I think that's the journey that we're on in this fun piece. And it's exciting.
Yeah, you. I can't remember what it was, but you were telling me about a guy that said every month you should go on an adventure. Remember you told me about that?
I sent it to you on Instagram.
Yeah. He said something along the lines, and I'm gonna mess it up, but he just said like every quarter, I think it was, you should do something adventurous, right? So if that is, and whatever you define as adventurous, right? So whether that is going on a fishing trip or going on a safari or, you know, like doing a progressive dinner or something that is outside of your norm, because again, like life can be heavy, but what a blessing it is to have something to look forward to. Like even today, we in my group chat with my girlfriends, one of them said, you know what? We have had a really hard couple of days, couple of weeks. Let's change the scenery. Next 3-day holiday, who want to go and like, let's just go drive somewhere and change the scenery. And it's like, yes, like, okay, we don't have to just sit in this place of grief. And we're still grieving. Yeah. But you know what? If we go grieve, let's grieve at a water park with the kids playing, and, you know, and celebrate her life instead of just, you know, be sad about it. So
yeah, and his thing was, if you did something adventurous, new to you, quarterly, and kind of documenting it, pictures and video. Yeah. Let's just say, you know, in 10 years, you would have 40 things that you just wouldn't have done. You know, so that's what he was speaking on.
So be on the lookout for Corey to go skydiving with me.
I would go skydiving.
Oh, he didn't say it on Eagle Talk.
I 2 months ago, I probably wouldn't, but now I'm about to live.
All right. Be ready. We are going skydiving.
Yeah. So those are our 5 F's. This is how we live. This is how we're going to continue to live. We want to introduce that to you guys again. Eagle Talk is back. We have some really excited episodes and guests. I am really, really falling in love with letting people tell their story and hearing their story. So this is motivational for me. And I've been doing it all summer long. So it's been good.
It is good. Okay, so before we let you go, we definitely want to leave you with a resource, because we know that when we learned the concept of the 5 F's, it really changed the way we did life. So we have a 5 F check-in for you. If you go to eagletalkpodcast.com/5F, what you'll be able to do is get a check-in where you can take an assessment of where you are. Like, where are you with faith? Are you settling or are you soaring? Where are you with family? Where are you with fitness? And then you can make a plan for what you want to do going forward. So I think that will be just a really tangible resource where we can take assessment of where we are in these different areas of our life, and then decide on how we want to move accordingly.
Yeah, I think that's real good. It's a pulse check.
It's a pulse check.
Find out where we at.
It's a pulse. Right, and we'll come back and tell you how Corey do on the skydiving for his fun F.
Yeah, that'll be cool. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. We can't wait to get with you on the next episode, and we'll see you then.
See you soon, Eagles.
Bye, y'all.
Bye now.